Well, the return to racing of the dual Miracle Mile winner King of Swing will highlight the 8-event program at Club Menangle on Saturday night, which will also feature the Jill and Tony McGrath Trotters event over the 3,009 metres. Certainly an interesting affair with Tough Monarch, the back marker on 30 metres. I thought he would prove very hard to beat. And of course, King of Swing back from Queensland after two very unlucky appearances in the Sunshine Sprint, also the Blacks of Fake. He will go around $1.04 chance after trialling brilliantly here last week in 149.9. And speaking of that trial, the first of the specials comes out of that trial in the Stunning Nun in race 2, which finished an excellent second behind King of Swing. Luke was certainly keen to get that race over and done with, and the Stunning Nun battled on very strongly over the concluding stages to finish second. She's returning also from a Queensland campaign where she finished a 7.8 metre fifth behind Gerarda's Delight in the Group 1 Golden Girl. Of course, before that, she had been racing in brilliant fashion here at Club Menangle. She's had 6 starts here for 5 wins in a second. I think the Stunning Nun, despite drawing wide in a good field, will prove very hard to beat. An interesting runner in the third event for Brad Hewitt, former Kiwi mare in Our Cowgirls and Lace. Now, Our Cowgirls and Lace debuted for Brad at Wagga recently, scored brilliantly by 12.5 metres. She will strip fitter for that particular outing. She left her home base on a winning note, so she's now won her past 2. She will strip fitter, and you do get the impression that Club Menangle, the circuit here, will certainly suit the former Kiwi mare. Over to race 7, and here Cloud 9 was the better bet on the card here for Jack Trainer. Now Cloud 9 won 3 on trot and then finished runner-up at his past 2 starts. The latter here a week ago when he led and was run down late by Muscle Factory. I think this time around Cloud 9 in a suitable event, despite drawing a little bit wide, will prove too good for his rivals in leading throughout. Speaking of that particular race that won by Muscle Factory here last week, Muscle Factory will go around in the last event on the card. But I thought the run of Terry Rama in finishing third, closing the margin over the concluding stages behind Muscle Factory and also Cloud 9 was very respectable. That was his first start for Jason Grimston, so I thought Terry Rama was worth the gamble in the final event up against Muscle Factory. Well, over to Bendigo on Saturday night in a brilliant 11-event program set down for decision with heats of the Derby, certainly highlighting the program along with the Oaks, and throw in the Group 2 Smoking Up Sprint. As far as the Derbies are concerned, races 3, 4 and 5. I thought in the third event, American Dealer would take a power of beating over the 2680 metres. Strips fitter for last week's effort. And of course with Anthony Budd in the sulky, American Dealer the one to beat in the first of the heats. The second heat I thought would go the way of Platinum Stride, an outstanding performer for Shane Sanderson these days. In the third heat, I thought the Crandell Gatti trained Sugar Me would be hard to beat, will create a great deal of interest here. Sugar Me from New Zealand, an outstanding record back home, meeting a very strong field as you would expect for a Derby heat, but Chris Alford takes the drive. I thought Sugar Me would be the third heat winner. The 2 heats of the Oaks are races 9 and 10, and Emma Stewart certainly will dominate proceedings. She's very strong in both heats. I thought in the opening event, Tough Tilly would be the one to beat. And in the second heat, Ladies in Red, 2 brilliant performers from her particular stable, but she has a very strong support card backing those 2 runners up. So they're my thoughts as far as the Derby and the Oaks are concerned. As far as the Smoking Up Sprint is concerned, I thought Max Delight was worth putting on top from his good draw, but a very healthy respect here for 4 Big Men, which I tipped last week was scratched, has drawn nicely in gate 2, and I thought 4 Big Men will certainly create a great deal of interest in this particular event up against Max Delight, but once again a very strong all-round field. So 2 brilliant meetings set down for decision. Club Menangle on Saturday night backed up with the Bendigo meeting, and just on that Club Menangle meeting we welcome back Anthony Birtwistle to the training ranks. Anthony has been an owner over the past 7 or 8 months. He takes over the likes of Queen of Dance and Shan Lu from Darren Binskin. Now, Darren has been looking after a number of horses that Anthony bought from New Zealand, has done a wonderful job with all of them. But now Anthony is steps back into the training ranks. He's been on the sidelines waiting for his clearances to come through. Of course, Stewart's held up a bit with the COVID rules. We're good to see Anthony back in the training ranks starting on Saturday night with Queen of Dance and Shan Lu. We wish him well in his comeback to harness racing training. So they're my thoughts for the 2 big meetings here on Saturday night. We certainly greatly anticipated both meetings. Until next time around, good punting and stay safe.